We are going, heaven knows where we are going. We know we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there.
We believe in certain principles: respect for authority, respect for older people, right? Respect for property, and most of all, respect for women. And because of those principles that we grow up under, DTT believes that an intergenerational approach to informing young people is better. But one of the things that we want young people to understand is that regardless of what activity you undertake, there is a process that you have to follow in order to succeed.
And I believe we all have a vision for our young people. It's to work with young people, including those who are doing what they should be doing, and inspiring them to do more. This is a developed society. In the next generation, we need people who will take over. We need the
So I mentioned yesterday that I did really well in my GCSEs. I was quite a good student. I got 7 A stars, 2 A's and a B. And every one of my friends, family included, thought Cambridge and Oxford was just a direct path. Like, it's just almost a no-brainer. I had some challenges along the way, and I ended up not doing so well at college. I ended up finishing with the A, B, C in A-levels. And in order to get into law, as a degree, you need 3 A's. But some way, somehow, I was still accepted into one of the top 10 law schools in the country, which is University of Birmingham. And I thought, okay, I'm going to do my best to try and do well in there. Particularly if you want to work in a city, you need a 2-1 minimum because the competition is just so high. You've got thousands of people just applying for one particular place, and there's not many opportunities out there. But I finished with a 2-2, the equivalent of a C, which in law is pretty much a failure. And it's just very, very difficult to break into any kind of law firm with that grade. And I was faced with the decision of whether I'm still going to go down that path of doing law, or whether I'm going to give up on that dream and go for something else, take the easy route out. But I knew within myself that law was my career. I just knew that my abilities, my skills, my gifting, my mindset was just attuned to that. Because I knew that so deeply inside of me, I decided to myself that I'm not going to give up. I'm still going to go for it because I didn't want to settle for second best. So I backed myself. I self-funded law school, which was £12,000 at the time. I didn't have that in my money in my back pocket. My parents didn't have that. But I took the risk. I had to take the massive step of not playing football that year. That was probably the first time I ever did that. I decided not to work. That pretty much going to law school was my 9-to-5 job. But I decided to volunteer at season vice bureau. For 9 months. If you spread yourself as much as you can, seeking for opportunities, eventually you will get it. So I had many people that were opening doors for me. I was working at a private equity firm, doing an internship for 2.5 months. I went away to Prague, managed to find enough opportunity to work abroad for 2.5 months. Came back, and because I did so well at an internship, they called me back. But while I was there, we was doing a deal where we were actually instructing the law firm that I'm working for right now. And I had an opportunity to interact with a partner there, and my supervisor said, would you like to do some work experience there? And I said, absolutely, yes I would. Set me up with a meeting with graduate recruitment, and they gave me particular advice as to how best to prepare my application form. And this is where a case where we say that this is not about you doing things all on your own. You have to reach out and find help. I had doors slammed in my face so many times, so many times, but I decided to myself, I am never gonna give up. If you decide in yourself that no matter how many times this door is closed down, if I can't see the route that everyone else is taking, if I can't go down the conventional route, I'm gonna make my own path. And that's what I ended up doing. So it took me 5 years to get the job that I was getting. I remember someone put me in touch with a lawyer. Her name's called Sandy Okoro. Very inspiring woman, very inspiring woman. And I still remember to this day, I met her twice, and there's 2 things that stuck with me that she told me. And the first thing was, she told me to go back and review and read and study speeches from great orators. She said, sell your whole kind of application like a story. Let them see where you're coming from and where you are today. And another thing she mentioned to me, which I will never forget, which I still do to today. She said, what's your goal, what's your overall vision in terms of your career? Start making a plan. Don't just think about immediate hurdle of getting that training contract, as big as it may seem. So think further down the line to your ultimate kind of vision and career goal. Get that vision very, very clear in your mind, and then begin to work your way back and say, all right, what skills will I need to be able to operate at that level? What kind of personality will I need to have? I actually remember writing that down, and I still have that in front of me right now. When I saw the email about 3 weeks later that I got through the first round, I was just so over the moon. I've never danced or screamed so loud in my life. My friend gave me a book called The Alchemist, probably one of my favourite books. Just having read that book at the same time, all the things that happened around me, I thought, okay, this is it. I feel like my particular chair in this place has been carved out for me. Let's go for it. So there was another process where you had to do like an online reasoning test. Got through that round and they invited me to interview. I was like, okay, now this is it. This is like the final stage. I was focused on making sure my confidence is sky high. But then I remember speaking to my supervisor's wife just on the case. He said, make sure you do mock interview. Don't ever go into the interview without doing mock interview. I was like, okay. So I went to do a mock interview with the financial director of the place at Public at the time. I did this mock interview, it was like 2 days or the day before my interview. And I just remember particularly feeling so confident, sky high, like I've never felt before. And me being very reserved and shy, it was just so unnatural for me to feel like that. But I just had a sense that this was going to be it. And that interview went flying out, went splendidly well. And they offered me a training contract the following day. And I started at Linklater 3 weeks later. So rather than me starting in March 2015 when I qualified, I started in March 2013 and cut out a 2-year waiting period. So my route was just very, very atypical. I mean, I haven't come across anyone that's gone through that same kind of route. And that's one thing I tell young people today, whatever career they want to get to, is it's not enough to just say, all right, I want to make lots of money. It's not enough to say I want to be in a bank, I want to be a doctor, or I want to open my own music company, etc., etc. All those goals are great, but if you don't have a strong reason of why, it's not entrenched into something that's really concrete. When these kind of storms and setbacks and rejections and people trying to tell you to come back, if your reason of why is strong enough, then you'll easily waver, you'll easily fall over, you'll easily start to give up.
What sort of encouragement do you give to a young person who would actually think positive that that's what they want to do?
I would say, yes, there are going to be people in that environment that have a kind of negative connotation. When you have an exceptional gift, an exceptional character, when you believe in yourself, your abilities, and you know what you have to offer, and that thing that you have to offer is going to make an impact, then people can't deny that. We should just never decide that our skin is going to determine my success. So it's definitely a change of mindset, having that determination, that perseverance, so saying, all right, I'm just going to prove people wrong with that.
After everything you've been through, what was it as like your defining result that I want to get to this stage of being a lawyer? Like, why did you try hard? And it's not about the money, it's not about what was your ground result that made you still want to push forward.
In one word, which Uncle Rich mentions, destiny. I can't really explain it too much, but I knew that's where my life as a career is supposed to be in terms of making an impact, or in terms of the route other people are going to come across. And that's why, yes, like the money didn't really have an factor or anything like that. I knew it was going to change my life, and I was going to be able to change other people's lives at the same time.
So based on when you had that discussion with the overcoat, you say you're far from it?
I'm on the route. I mean, it may seem quite far, but I mean, it's something that could be captured within the next 10 years. I'm less concerned about how long it's going to take me. It's more just saying that I actually acquire the skills, meet the right people along the way, that put me in good stead, keep me there for however long I need to be there.
Primary school stage that these sort of challenges that will offset him back in his life. But thank God
so excited to be here. It's such an honor to be here, sir. I was in Holloway prison serving a 6.5 year sentence for drugs. And we went on holiday, coming back, there was drugs in the bag, so I was done for importation. I got 6.5 years for it. Going to prison was the best thing in my life. It changed my life totally. Manners came into play because I was scared of my own shadow. I was scared of everybody in there because I never thought I would be in prison in the first place. And the governors, the officers, they start seeing, who's this polite girl? You shouldn't be in prison. You shouldn't be this, because I was doing everything what was asked of me, and everything was auntie, uncle, you know, everybody who's older than me. They always say when you hit rock bottom, that's where a lot of time people find that there is somebody apart from yourself and that you can't take control over it. But this man looked at me and said, what would you like to be? And I was thinking, why does everyone keep asking me what do I want to be? So I just said, I want to be a florist. And the man looked at me, oh, why do you want to be a florist? And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is huge. I really don't even know. I don't want to be a florist. So I said to the man, because there's no black florist in Tottenham. Florist in Tottenham. He goes, you've done your research. That's right, there's no black florist in Tottenham. And I was thinking, actually, I've never seen any black florist in Tottenham. So he done it one-to-one. Sat me down and he said, we're going to do a business plan together. And then he said to me, have you got a floristry qualification? I was like, no. So straight away scrapped that. And I was like, no, I haven't. And he said, okay, we're going to work it out. And that week, they offered me to go to college from prison every day to full-time, the best college what does floristry. It was in Enfield, so I would travel and go to Enfield and do Cape Man and do my floristry. A year intensive, they paid for everything. I got a distinction for my floristry, and then I finished it in 1 year, and I was still in prison. And I went to the governor, I said, you've invested in me, I think you should have a flower shop in Holloway prison. And he's like, it's a prison, you know. I was like, yeah, I know. And you have how many girls and how many staff and how many people was doing something wrong, saying sorry to your partners and stuff like that. So he said, no, I'm really sorry, the Home Office won't go for it. So I was like, okay, never mind. And I went back to my cell. That afternoon, about 2 hours later, I get summoned to go to the governor's office. I was like, oh my God. When he went, he said, yes, Eugene, you can have a flower shop in prison, you know, I've put my job on the line for you. Don't do anything you shouldn't do, otherwise I lose my job, I lose my mortgage. I was like, no, I won't let you down. And I had a flower shop in prison. And so all of a sudden, my business is growing and I'm still serving. Prison everywhere was looking fantastic because all the girls had flowers in their cells and everywhere was so rosy, everyone was upbeat. And I had a year of that, of work running that business from the prison. Anyway, the Prince's Trust handed me a key and said, this is a key to your unit to start up your floristry business. I'm like, this cannot be happening. Why is this happening? I don't have no money. So don't think I can't run a business because I can't pay for it. And he's like, no, don't worry about it. You know, the trust, everyone has spoke about it. You'll be great, you will do amazing things and stuff like that. And the business started running straight away. So the day I got released, I got keys to new premises. Phoned the prison donated everything what they had from the prison. The officers brought in this the prison van. I loaded everything in the van. Helped me set up the unit, and it was going really, really well. But then, it wasn't making money as I was making money in the prison, because now I've got to pay bills. I've got to pay my rent. It's happening really crazily. Like, I'm thinking, this is not, no, I want to go back. Like, this is really hard. It's like, you know, it's funny now, but at that time I was having a nervous breakdown because the Prince's Trust gave me £5,000. And that £5,000 didn't last long because I keep buying flowers and they keep dying because people weren't buying them. No one knew who I was. I just found the Prince's Trust and I was crying on the phone. I was literally crying. It's like, you gave me money, you gave me keys and my business is not working and no one's buying the stuff, I'm losing money, I can't pay my rent. And they said to me, calm down, calm down. The way I was so erratic on the phone, they put me through to the #1 person in the Princess Trust. Martina came and goes, "Why can I?" And I started crying. She said, "Calm down, what can we do? What's the matter?" And I said, "You gave me money and the money's gone and I can't, the business is not going well, I can't pay my rent and stuff like that." Martina called me and said, "I've got James Khan from Dragon's Den coming to see you." And I'm like, "Okay, I can work." So he came, I was like, "He's gonna take all my problems away, he's gonna give me loads of money." They told me how much this man is worth. He came and he said, "You're not gonna make any money this way." I said, "What? Why not?" He was fighting me over my business. I'm like, "No, this business is gonna work." Even we thought about my name. Because my name is called Bloomington, and the name Bloomington came from a competition I'd done in the prison, because I didn't want it to be a name I gave. I wanted it to be, because without Holloway and all the people around me, this wouldn't even be possible. So James became, I would say, James became a personal friend. He's a real good person to me, because with seeing James that day, I saw him like every once a month. So he would try and talk me through how to improve my business. Every time he would come, the next day he would deliver me something to do with flowers. So at that time I got a part-time business doing cleaning in this cafe at the centre, at Bernie Grant Art Centre. I don't know if anyone knows Bernie Grant Art Centre. So I would do this cleaning at this centre right next to my flower business, just to make that income coming in whilst I'm doing my business as well. And so me and James was just talking. I said, "Oh, it's closed down now." And James was like, "Why?" And I said, "James, instead of doing, rice and peas and jerk or something, they're doing frog legs and they're doing really what the locals can't afford." So he was like, "You seem to know you want to do. Why don't you go for it?" I said, "Who's gonna give it to me? I ain't got no money. Are you gonna give me money?" He goes, "Don't worry. The person you are can get more, even better than money. Whatever money you offer, they wouldn't take it. They'll take it because it's you." And I'm like, why is this man thinking I could just walk to Bernie Grant and say I want a cafe and they'll give it to me? And he said, "I'm behind you. Prince Charles is behind you." And I'm like, "Prince Charles is behind you?" Prince Charles is very interested in what you're doing. He's been watching your progress. I said, "Progress?" I ain't got no money, you're talking about progress. The energy and the passion you've got for what you want to achieve, a lot of people haven't got that. So I said, okay. So I put in the bid for the cafe. 3 people got shortlisted, so they asked us to bring a sample menu. So I was like, okay. So sample menu, I called my aunties, I called everybody to come and help me do the sample menu. Not knowing, they just wanted a piece of paper saying what food you're gonna suggest. By that time, I've been cleaning the cafe, so the staff know me already anyway. So they sort of said to me, "You have to do food tomorrow." So I went, so I just quit thinking on my head. I said, "Oh, I just thought I wanted everyone to sample the food." Just sample the food, everyone to sample the food. And everyone started eating the food. The 2 people who I was contesting against, they said, "Ooh, what's the horoscope? What's this?" From time they were saying, what they were asking for recipes and stuff. They gave me the contract. The cafe I was cleaning became mine. Me and James had to go to dinner with Prince Charles. It came in the local papers, national papers, this, ex-prisoner, dining with Prince Charles. We met Bill Gates and he said, "Oh, I've heard about you. I think you're incredible." I'm thinking, what is these people really hearing that I'm not hearing? There's somebody telling them these things and I don't know what they're telling them. So he said he's going to donate a computer for my admin papers and stuff like that. I got an email from the palace that the Queen wants to have tea with me. And I'm like, why does the Queen wants to have tea with me now? Like, this is my dad is like, this is what I say about this country. They're messed up. You go to prison and you come now. This country, I blame this country, because this country, before you get anything, when you're good, they don't give you. Now you go to prison, they want to. So I went to have tea with the Queen. So I was very nervous, and since then, I won the Pride of Britain.
Forward for the Pride in Britain.
I didn't put my name forward.
No, but somebody did anyway.
I
That's the
don't
great
know who.
thing. But I just thought you might like to know that, much perhaps to your amazement, you've actually won it.
Oh my God. Thank you. Oh, God. Oh, guys, oh, thank you. Thank you.
Well, this award really couldn't go to a nicer or more worthy person. So, on behalf of the Prince of Trust, a huge honour to present you with the Prince Trust Young Achiever 2011 Award.
Presentation by and one element that I brought out from that, which actually appeals to me a lot, is what she's doing, helping people who have been in similar circumstances that ordinary, normal people wouldn't give them a chance.
Never have I been moved. I'm serious. I sat here and I'm telling you, I was so engaged with what you're doing. Never have I been, you know, where you're coming from.
Gina, I can never be more proud of you right now. There's something going on in my stomach. I just feel, I can't, there's no words I can find to express how I feel about you. The sort of person watching your TV, I've seen your TV, Anton Decker, the Prince, and you carry up. And I've always been drawn, and every time you come on, I can't turn on my television. You know, I just watch your relationship you have with the Prince. I've heard you say that you want to raise £1 million for the Prince, you just set up other people. And I'm so proud of what you're doing. You know, just continue doing good work. And you used to say that you shouldn't write off anything. Because a lot of people hear you say that you've gone to prison, they will bring you off and say all sorts of stuff. And look what God has done and bring you back. So now you're the place where you can help and be motivator to a lot of young people, and you know, you're doing things, and you can only love them to strength.
And I just love being who I am now. I don't want to make $1 million because it's not about money. You know, it's with me, I don't think my business is about money. It's about being what I could be to somebody else. Because I believe if the Prince's Trust or the governors didn't see something in me, I would probably be dead by now, because I would have thought that I have got nothing to go back to. So I would just start going back to the whole circles of friends, and I don't know where that would lead me. So I always think we have to try and create things for youngsters. We might lose in our pockets, but that could be saving them from something else. So that's it. Please take my daughter on what experience. My daughter wants to be a lawyer and one architect, so I'm on a mission to get them the best starting in life. So
I want to share
that's
a
me.
story. I love the story. I want to record people's stories and put it out there. And I met my partner, and he was going through his stuff also, and he goes, yo bro, I want to share stories too.
Started talking to Joseph and said, you know what, let's what we should do, we should start a business. And I was like, you know what, yeah, why not? So we started a magazine, doing all nights, working on the computer, putting ideas together.
We started bumping it, and we came up with this called Brass to Go. Right, Brass to Go. You know, when you come up from nothing, you go to live something, and you come out on top. So the brass is the one we can go to something, and it's like, yes, let's do that.
What Joseph didn't tell you that before we sort of ended up with Brass to Go, we come up with other names. Toast and Beans was one of them. I don't know what we're thinking, but we felt also that we could only learn by doing things. The fact of the matter is this: I never had anyone to teach me about business. So for me, it was like I had to take on mentors. My number one mentor that I had for a long time was YouTube. Watch videos on YouTube.
Let's just interview people. Let's just put it out there on the magazine. We started out I started creating designs. We started working on pumping it together, and it didn't work. And I said to him, you know, I actually can film and TV guys. Like I can pick up the camera, I can edit and do all of this. And he goes, yeah, let's try that method. Then we started recording, we had a few interviews here and there. It was going good, we got good reception. Then we said to ourselves, we could do more than this. Then we created our own event. It's called Above the Mic, where poets and up-and-coming musicians just share the stuff. And it come at night. We're putting it back onto the website. We have webisodes, talk shows like this. It's called Outline Show. Outline is people that achieve something outside the box.
We made a difference. We inspired people. We give people opportunities. We're making a fashion documentary. Our fashion presenter ended up on Vogue.
magazine. To me, that's success. That's big. We give a platform, we basically created a platform for people to showcase their talents.
I think it's all in the plan. I believe in planning, because if you don't plan, how do you know really what you want to keep? What I did to my journey to success was what really I need to actually have my passion. I need to love my passion. When I fail, I need to fail better. Because our time on this earth is really tough. Because discovering my passion has opened doors with my imagination. Most people are growing a business or being successful, or in fact, living is a journey for me. I know not to compare my journey to others. I know to compare my progress to others.
You have to define what success means to us. The fact of the matter is that success doesn't mean the same thing to everyone. Success for you might be, having a nice Ferrari or living in a penthouse. Success to me might just be me being happy. It doesn't matter how much money I have in my account, but someone did say it's better to cry in a Ferrari than on a bicycle. But anyway, difficulties that we faced, like I said before, finances was a big issue. It was always a thing of, it's almost like we used to swap lives. Like when I had money, he wouldn't have money. When he has money, I wouldn't have money. DC has been actually very good to us. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie about that. Thank you very much. What we're gonna leave behind is what's gonna define who we were when we're here, and that's our legacy. Not having all you want makes you a better fighter in life. There's this philosophy about how there are two different kind of people. There are basically people born with silver spoon, and there are people that I call scrapers. The scrapers are the people that, if you look on their CV, they've had like 10 jobs in the last like 5 years. Because when they left uni, it wasn't like there was like a position waiting for them at a firm. It was that they had to struggle on and on and on and on. If someone looks at my CV now, they will say, oh, you were an architectural practice for a couple of while, what happened? It doesn't mean I'm not a serious person. It just means that I've had to go through challenges in life, but I had to adapt. A great percentage of life is determined by your reaction and your response to the situation. When a man has a result, he has power. I wouldn't be standing here talking to you guys today if at that point when my life got turned upside down, I've given up.
I aspire to what I even want to do. Thank you.
From your experiences today, what would you tell us are the 2 or 3 main lessons that you've learned?
What I realized was that I wasn't living my life, which is why I said, while you're waiting for your life to get sorted, you have to live your life. So don't let fear dictate how you live your life. Second thing I would say is never give up, I guess. Daily notion I have to tell myself is, okay, you're going to do something great today. And, doesn't mean I'll do something great, but, it just helps me motivate myself. And I think the last thing I would say is surround yourself with people that care about you.
Can we think of these things and start creating partnerships, mergers, medium-sized businesses and firms, start helping each other to create something, and by so doing, we should be able to give opportunities for people like us who might not get such opportunity elsewhere.
Where did you get the motivation from?
I think it's partly why we started B2G. I get motivated by other people's stories.
B2G as an entrepreneur is trying to create for us to continue that big task of trying to engage our young people. And the question is, how do we keep it going? How do we actually build momentum, so that we can move nearer towards our goal?
Senior leaders are out there active right now, and then there's leaders on my level, I'm 24 now, and then there's young, extremely talented, innovative thinkers out there now, and then it's down to us to engage these minds and engage in problem solving.
So for me, it's about giving and supporting. Not everyone will understand our community. And it's a different experience for the African community, and it's a different experience for the Caribbean.
And I'll work on my strengths, and by collaborating, we can co-create our future, and we can safeguard the young people's well-being.
So, it's how do we get our people to understand let's support each other. And it might not happen in a big mass, way, but look at us here in this room.
I love this. It's not about what money, it's not about money. It's about getting the message out to the young people to say, because I hate it when people, oh, I've got a conviction, oh, I've got a baby, oh, there's always reasons why they feel they can't do nothing. Do you know what I mean? So I just want to take that stereotype out of it and not feeling comfortable because you've made the wrong decision in your life and that decision is going to destroy the rest of how many more years you've got. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm so thankful for you guys supporting me on this journey.